Happy homecoming, everyone, and welcome to tonight's game between the Grinnell Tigers at 1-3 and the 25th ranked 3-1 Oskaloosa Indians. Like I said, it's homecoming weekend, and Grinnell obviously coming off a loss last week to Fairfield in a high-scoring affair. 61-44 was the final score, but tonight it's a new night. It's homecoming weekend. The crowd atmosphere is pretty good tonight. It's finally football weather, and we're only, one day away from fall, so nice temperatures down in the 50s. It's going to be 40s by the time this thing is over, and we get to see two high-powered offenses go at it tonight. So I guess one of the biggest things everybody's going to be talking about, Drew Kaufman had a great week. 392 yards last week against Fairfield. That breaks Eli Dunn's record for single passing yards in a game by 7 yards. I guess, can Grinnell duplicate what they did last week, putting up 44 against an Oskaloosa team that has won the last two meetings?
The big challenge for Grinnell tonight is being positive off of what they left last week, because anyone that listened to the game or anybody that went to the game, there was a lot of pluses that came away from that. And the number one thing was our passing offense. It's been 2 or 3, 4 or 5 years, obviously, since Eli's been now into you and I playing quarterback there. And just to chime in for him, he had an excellent second half of the game against the Hawkeyes, so good job to Eli. But back, more importantly, to what Drew's performance was, he was spot on. I mean, he was making crisp passes, but not only was his passing game on, it takes good receivers to make that all come together. So the combination of the two just makes everything tick. And I think when you come off a game like that and you're coming into a hype of a homecoming week, they've had great activities going on all week. This afternoon you had your coronation going on with your homecoming king and queen that were announced, in activities that with the parade last night. From what I've heard, good practices. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I think they're looking at multiple things that could possibly give opportunities for this game tonight, and everyone is heads up. I don't think there's any downers about it. They're just seeing what they could continue with that.
Right, and Grinnell keeping teams on edge. ADM came here a few weeks ago, walked out of here with a 15-12 victory, but ADM is now the 4th-ranked team in 3A. Grinnell played them close. It's the closest game ADM's played all year. I think it's between the home atmosphere and everything else. A few bit of notes coming in. Obviously, you talked about homecoming. Congratulations to our king and queen, Jarrett Rose and Julia Chamberlain. Back to the game. These are the two highest passing offenses in 3A District 7. So, I mean, obviously, we're seeing a lot of passing, two quarterbacks that love to throw the football, and, Grinnell loves their trick plays, and both high tempo, not a lot of stoppage. It's just a lot of keep going, keep going, keep going. It's also the first conference game, so technically you could throw out every game before this. As long as you play well in the conference, you can go at it. And from what we've seen this year, Pella seems to be the only lock for the playoffs. It's basically a 5-way horse race.
Yeah, it is. And, if you, like you said, offensive-wise, you have two teams here that are, one's in the middle and you have one kind of at the bottom, and it is your high-power offenses. The other side that's going to be really unique tonight for those that are watching is you're going to see probably the two tallest quarterbacks playing on the field that's at opposite times, but with Cole Henry being, I think he's 6'9", and Drew's 6'8". That's two pretty good-sized guys, but to sit back in that quarterback position, they both have a good passing arm that they could get the ball out and find where they want to go with it. That's impressive to watch, because a lot of times if you have a tall quarterback, he's going to sit. We've seen with Drew, he's not afraid to run.
Right.
And when he has a good pushing side, especially when he gets off that right-hand side behind Dodge Saucer, that gives him a little bit of opportunity to get some space out, stretch those legs. You take 2 or 3 steps and you stretch that 6'8" body, you could get a first down just in one layout. Right. That's really big. But at the same time, for our defense, going back the other way, we push pretty hard with that three-man down lineman. So we got 2 tackles in our nose guard, and then we put our defensive ends out for a good rush. Our flank linebackers on both sides with Wyatt Dillon and Gavin McFarland, and Wyatt Hunter in the middle. They got good coverage. But, are they going to be able to step back and cover those out areas when he pulls his arm up? one thing that's nice is when you got that guy that's that tall, when he pulls his arm up, you know where the ball's going. Where a lot of times if you have a smaller quarterback, he could do a play action and pull a little bit, and you're not going to see it as quick. But I think it's going to be a lot of good things and positive things going both ways. And, what we saw last time Grinnell played at home, that was pretty good defensive play they had.
Yeah, I mean, considering ADM ran for so many yards, I mean, this running back here for Oskaloosa, if I have his name pulled up, Casey Hill, ran for over 120 yards against Grinnell last year. That was with Seth Howard and a running quarterback, former Grinnell Tiger, at the helm. But it almost seems like, if you would have told anyone at the beginning of the season Drew Coughlin would be our leading rusher, it just doesn't happen. Grinnell hasn't been able to get the running game going, and necessarily it hasn't been a bad thing.
Right, and also turn around is who would have thought we would have been able to throw these passing yardage out that we have been doing this year. Our receptions, just as you and I sit here and watch, they're getting good looks and good receptions. Tanner Strand 2 games ago, a nice 30, 40-yard reception right down the center. On the opposite side, Drew's little brother Owen, hands right out there. And then you throw in Cole McGriff as the pitch man that could also turn back and throw the ball.
Right.
I mean, we have so many different options out there that we just didn't even think about last year. And, going into tonight, I just sit here and looks like, well, what are we going to see new? Because I like what Coach Saucer throws, that little trickery in there once in a while. We've seen a couple fake punts, and, it just makes the game fun to watch.
It does.
And, go back to Fairfield, how many games do you walk away from, score 44 points, and say that you lost?
Right.
So
we're going to do the national anthem real quick. We'll get back to you in a little bit after the band plays a little bit. Alrighty. You're just 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes away from kickoff here between Grinnell and Oski. Oski has just taken the field, and should be a good game tonight. Grinnell, head coached by first-year head coach Brian Saucer, and the Oskaloosa Indians are head coached by third-year head coach Jeff Jenkins. So Jenkins has good success over the Tigers, as obviously they've won the last 2 meetings against Grinnell. Obviously, Grinnell's last win was in 2015. It's always been a good series between these two football programs. Grinnell gets the home advantage 2 years in a row now, just because of the whole conference realignment. Grinnell was just able to grab Oski twice now, as the Tigers take the field on a cold night. 52 degrees is what we're at right now. It's a little windy, 11 mile per hour wind gust. The sun has completely gone down. We apologize for the shortage here, or not shortage, but the delay. The JV game the freshman game went a little too long, so the JV game went a little long. So 45-minute warm-up is what they had to work with, and yeah. So if you're joining us from Oskaloosa, we're glad to have you. Oskaloosa has not brought their TV station because mostly there's no room here in Grinnell. We have our 2-story press box. We have our radio team up top, KGRN up top. We have the offensive coordinators and defense coordinators for both Grinnell and Pella up top. Here on the bottom, we have Oskaloosa's radio to our left. We are in the middle, and then we have the Grinnell Register here on our right. So, yeah, that's what we're working with here. So we'll try to give the best video we can tonight. If you didn't know who we are, my name is Blake Walker. I'm with my dad, Dan Walker. I'm a senior here at the Grinnell High School, and I've been doing this videoing since sophomore year for both basketball and football, and try to bring it to the fans in the town and visiting parents if they can't come to the games. And Oskaloosa does have a pretty good crowd tonight. Both crowds are out, very, very present here tonight. Grinnell's blackout. And homecoming's exciting and all, and we're just about ready to get going as they're meeting at halfway on the field here.
Yep, right now the Grinnell Tiger captains are out there. Dodd Saucer, Gavin McFarland, Wyatt, Dylan are the said ones. Looks like maybe Sean Jackson is stepping in tonight for Gavin McFarland. Oh, Gavin McFarland's still out there, so they got 4 of them out on the line. So 1 sophomore, 3 seniors lining up with the Indians. The Indians won the toss. They're going to defer to the second half. So the Grinnell Tigers are going to be kicking. So they are lined up on our field. So as they're on left to right, the Tigers will be kicking off to the right-hand side, and the Oskaloosa Indians will be receiving.
Only one score update here in District 3A, or in Conference 3A, District 7. The only update we have since our game started a little late, Pella is up 15-0 on the Knoxville Panthers. That's the only update we got. Newton and South Tamar are also taking the field tonight, and that is the only other game we have so far. No score from that game. We'll try to keep you updated as the night goes on.
I would think here before long we'll start to see some scores popping in, since like we said, we are about roughly, we're almost hitting right at a half an hour, starting later than the scheduled time of 7:30. So
22-0 now, that score for Pella and Newton. But it's time to focus on our game. Grinnell will receive to start this one. Pella is going to kick this one off to start this football game, and the Indians are on a 3-game winning streak after losing to Pella Christian on the opening game of the year. Grinnell lost to Pella Christian in their scrimmage game at the beginning of the season. Oski coming off a big win over Norwalk, who now has the same record as Grinnell. Oski going to try to make a run against Pella this year in District 7. And it starts here tonight in conference play. They'll line this tee up as the ball falls to the turf a little bit. It's a little gusty, like we said, so the wind's going to be a little bit of a factor here for both teams. And with 2 passing offenses, it should be interesting to see how they handle this.
It's going to end up who's going to have the stronger arm and who's going to have the better offensive line once we start playing.
So here we go. This will be kicker number 3, Aaron Blom. Apologize if last names are wrong. We are underway in TT Cranny. He has got a leg. We saw him kicking in pregame. This will be Cole McGriff to kneel this one down in the end zone. This kid has a leg. So
yeah, it was pretty impressive. When he was lining up practicing, he was putting some away from the 35-yard line, kicking them in, and they were dead center down. So pretty impressive leg for a young high school player, and especially the fact that he's just 11th grader, a junior. So
out comes Drew Kaufman in his offense. He'll sit in the shotgun to start this one this evening. And on 1st down and 10, Oski sets up here defensively, and here's Kaufman. He'll look quickly outside. This will be caught by Cole McGriff. Makes a nice move upfield and runs into a few tacklers and down for a gain. Drew Kaufman, like we said, broke the Grinnell single-game passing record as we have an injury down. Cole McGriff's down on the field. But anyway, Grinnell's Drew Kaufman broke the single-game passing record from Eli Dunn. Now that UNI's starting quarterback for the UNI Panthers. 392 yards against Fairfield. Grinnell is a senior here in Grinnell. 867 yards on the season, 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. That is the 22nd best passing yards in 3A. Grinnell is also the top passing offense in 3A District 7, Oski being right behind them. And running back, it's just kind of a two-man game. Gavin McFarland and Wyatt Hunter, and they've split reps, and Drew obviously has more running yards than they both do.
Yeah, they both have their opportunities out there. Wyatt, coming in here as a sophomore, is a pretty strong runner. I think he has some great potential in the next 2 years as this team builds. And, when we look back at that sophomore class as they were freshmen last year, they were obviously undefeated and a pretty solid group of kids. So I think it's a good mix that they're blending in with the juniors and seniors this year. And, again, it's the opportunity. I think that Coach Saucer really puts the emphasis on his passing game, which does some great things when we turn this into a running game, because you have people looking to the sky all the time, and when you drop the ball down and make the handoff to Wyatt Hunter or Gavin McFarland, they're both excellent runners. Good, strong runners. They put their shoulder down and they keep churning their legs to the end. So I think we have great opportunities when that time comes. But there again, I think our passing game is what's shining right now, and stick to the bread and butter.
So Cole McGriff was the one injured on that play, gets up and heads to the sideline. On 2nd down and 5, and we have a quick timeout here. Looks like a equipment malfunction here for Owen Kaufman. I don't believe his knee pads were on correctly. Maybe that's what it is. He's being helped off headed off the field now. So we'll try this again. 2nd down and 5 yards to go here. Kaufman will sit in the gun for the Tigers. Here's the snap. Kaufman's going to keep himself, and Oskaloosa is all over that one. Studying film. That's really what Grinnell runs, a little bit of that bread and butter. They run that QB draw and a few passes here and there, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a breakdown of communication on that line when you get into that play, but here we go again. One thing that Saucer likes to do is kind of a hurry-up offense, get them off their game, and get right back into it.
On 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers. 3 wide receivers out to his right. Kaufman scans. It's going to be a screen play, and this is going to be dropped by Tanner Strand. Common issue for Grinnell's offense is those short drop passes. And Grinnell will have a quick 3 and out, and Oski will get ready to receive the punt. If you're enjoying what you see here, don't forget to leave a like on the video. It helps us out, and if you're a Grinnell person or Oski, you can subscribe to the channel. Get notified or click the little bell down at the bottom right to get notified when we go live here on the Tiger Sports Network. So Grinnell's going to punt this one away. I believe that's Cole McGriff back there. Good snap, McGriff. Or this is Tanner Strand, actually. This is going to be a line drive, and it'll bounce and be taken at about the 48-yard line. Oski's going to try to move around and is spun down. That is number 10, Tyler Miller. The sophomore gets down to about the 40-yard line.
Logan Estelle was right in there with a nice little stop on that. A few minor breakdowns, but what we've seen out of Logan Estelle the last 5 games has just been incredible. So you have a safety back there that can't be no more than 145, 155 pounds with his pads on, and he can make a stick, and he does a great job back there. Nothing gets past him.
So this is senior quarterback Cole Henry for the Oskaloosa Indians. 797 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions on this young season. He's a good quarterback, and with a really high-powered passing offense, he's going to have to be one Grinnell's going to have to watch out for. So here is Henry on first down and 10 from Grinnell's 39. Henry hands off middle. This is going to be Hill who's going middle, and Casey Hill, I believe that was Casey Hill. This is number 20. Yes, Casey Hill with the grab, or the running down. So first down for Oskaloosa already.
Up here on the front line for the Tigers on your right tackle, you have Mateus Sean Jackson down at nose guard, and on the left tackle, looks like you got Dodd Saucer starting out tonight.
Oski runs these signals from the sideline. Not a lot of huddle here in high school nowadays. Henry outside. He's got his wide receiver. Cuts up field, trips forward, and that is close to a first down. Nicholas Dykstra. And this will be about a 2nd down and 3 opportunity here for the Indians.
Filling in on that linebacking core back there, you have Eli Rose, Wyatt Hunter, and Wyatt Dillon is our linebacking core in the center for the Tigers.
Casey Hill's carry is enough for the first down, and Grinnell already leaving some holes here in the running game. Grinnell's going to have to patch that up if they want a chance here, as Casey Hill is running all over this Tiger defense. It's a experienced backfield of 2 seniors back there, so 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Wide receiver in motion. It's another handoff. Hill cuts middle, has room. Hill is headed to the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown, Oskaloosa. Easy drive for Oski.
It was. They made a nice little X block on this left-hand side, and the motion pulled them off just enough that the linebackers kind of walked with them. And as soon as they see that walk, it's a no-brainer which way that's going to be coming back on that little handoff coming back to the left-hand side. So, good job to Oskaloosa on that. It's a nice little play.
So Aaron Blom will send this one right through the uprights. And Oskaloosa doesn't take much time off the clock. 7-0, the Indians are on top of the Tigers here in TT Cranny on homecoming. It's a good cut, heads up field, and is stuffed down at about the 15, 16-yard line for the Tigers. So 9:44 left here in this first quarter. Oskaloosa leads over the Tigers 7-0. Comes back out here at quarterback with a 3 wide receiver, left to the left and 1 to the right. Kaufman has a height advantage over here. See if Drew uses that to his advantage here on first down and 10. Kaufman bobbles the snap a little bit, fires this one outside. I believe that's Warren Ware who gets a nice block and heads upfield. That's about a 4-yard gain there.
Yeah, nice little catch by Warren, which we've seen in the past. He is kind of a short distance receiver, and he does a good job at it.
Second down 2. Here's Drew, another bobble of the snap. Heads this one forward, and he's just going to be short of the marker.
We talked a little bit earlier about the size of Drew Kaufman and his length to actually stretch out. I think he tried to use it that time, but came up just a little bit short. Let's see how they marked that. It's still about 3 yards left.
So this is short. They're just short.
Well, it looks like they're going to go ahead and give him the first down. That's kind of a late roll on that.
All right, so first down. Kaufman tries the hard count. Nothing going there for the Tigers. They'll set up here. First down at 10 from their own 27. Mateus Durr was about to move in motion there. Kaufman, short pass, and Warren Ware is hit, and he dropped the football right through his hands.
Well, when I saw Mateus Durr start to pull like that motion, last week Mateus was one of the favorite targets with Drew, and I think those two get clicked back up tonight. We could see a nice little picture going on.
Second down and 10 from the 27. Kaufman, another pass to Tanner Strand on the screen play is met immediately and dropped. And Grinnell just cannot get anything going here offensively. The Indians are keeping them in check.
Pretty stout little defensive line in. Oskaloosa comes with that 4-man front, so they're putting all the pressures coming right on the 2 guards and then kicking on just on the outside of the tackles, more like a defensive end. So, and they're all in the down position, so that puts quite a bit pressure, rushing pressure. And then at the same time, when you're playing that 4-man front, it throws it more into zones on that. It's tough to, they could cover a lot more than what you can.
So we have flag down here. Is it a legal formation? Legal substitution is what they're going to get. So the Tigers are going to move back 5. This will be third down and 15 now. And Grinnell just find themselves in some tough spots here to start this football game. Grinnell has not lined up with a running back in the backfield yet this game. It's still Kaufman in the shotgun. It's a gun bunch formation here to the right. 2 wide receivers to the left. Grinnell spreads out just a little bit here defensively. Here's Drew. Sets back to throw. He's looking downfield. Heads over the middle. This is going to be out of the outstretched hands of Warren Ware. Saucer was a little upset that Kaufman couldn't hit that on the money. He was wide open. He was
wide open, and unfortunately now we're going to have to turn around and punt. So 2 drives, 3 and out,
but I guess it's a bit of a good sign for Grinnell. They're finding some holes here in the defense of Oski. We'll just have to see how that translates as the game goes on. Here's McGriff this time. High snap, gets the punt on the way, and he is going to shank this one high, and it is going to bounce out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. So not one of Cole's best punts, but Oski gets some good field position again, and the Tigers still trail 7-0 here, but defensively, what do you got to fix? Do you put more guys up on the line? You run that 3-4 defense, but Casey Hill just ran all over Grinnell's defense.
Well, right now I think you got to take advantage of letting these linebackers get the defensive linemen up there so they're taking care of that front line so the linebackers have the ability to make the plays. And, a lot of times people don't look at it that way. It's like you got defensive linemen you want to go. But right now we're going to see a nice little stunt go up the middle, and maybe they're going to put some pressure. When we're doing this, I think Cole Henry's going to see the heat put on him.
Grinnell showing blitz. Here's Henry on first down and 10 at Grinnell's 47. Henry pitches outside to Hill. He's got space to the outside. He's a speedster. He gets to the edge, and he's down for a nice chunk. Should be about a 6-yard gain. 5-yard gain for the Indians.
Yeah, Wyatt Hunter on that. He was making a good pursuit and chase. He was in on that. And it looks like Wyatt Dillon was also on the far side following up.
2nd down and 6 from the 42. Here's Henry in the gun. And here come the signals from this Indian sideline. Nine seconds left here on the play clock here. Here's Henry. Gonna roll out near sideline. Looks downfield. Fires, and it is going to be caught. Yes, caught. 1st down. Hard to see. The sideline was there, but pass is caught, and the drive continues.
Isaac Schultz, nice little sliding catch on that. Kept it up off the ground and made a good catch. So 1st down for the Oski Indians.
The Indians feeling it here early. Both Hill and Henry are working really well together here in this backfield. It's rare Oski's going to snap the ball right when they get out of that quick huddle. Mostly always looking at the sideline here. Here's Cole Henry. Big blitz by Grinnell. Hill makes a great move to avoid it and is stood up at a gain of about 5. He shook Grinnell's defenders right out of their boots.
Yeah, Eli Rose had a nice little stun opportunity, but just went to the inside and didn't break down, which when you're on a stunt, you're basically making that sweet spot run to get it. Good thing for us on this outside here that look like Wyatt Dillon and Wyatt Hunter come back up on the other side.
2nd down and 5 to go. The ball's on the 25-yard line of Grinnell. Oski takes their time here getting these plays. Only 5 seconds left on the game clock. Henry, pressure off the edge, rolls outside, and down he goes. Brought down by number 37, that is Gavin McFarland.
Yeah, he had great pursuit in there from Cam Stevenson also.
Good wrap up. 3rd down and 5, and based off of kicking earlier in the game, Oski is in field goal range. Let's see if Grinnell can hunker down here. 3rd and 7 from the 27. Henry fires quick, caught, and that should be a 1st down for the Indians, and it is. And the chains move. Nice quick pass.
Yeah, quick pass in there, and Wyatt Dillon and Logan Estelle right on the ball. Nice stop. So, I mean, he did get the catch, but they had a great stop right there and didn't let him get much yardage past that.
6 minutes remaining here in the 1st quarter. Oski leads 7-0 over Grinnell. Here comes a wide receiver in motion. It's a handoff to Hill up the middle. Hill gets a good block. Breaks a few tackles. He's headed to the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown, Oskaloosa. It's
Parker Johnson finally drug him down in there, but, you know, I'm just impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an excellent runner, moves well at the hips, in and out, follows his blockers. That was a great little run by Oskaloosa, and, you know, if Grinnell doesn't figure out something to break down and get the line in here to get it straightened out, we're going to have some problems all night. So another excellent kick in there by number 3, Blom. So they're just doing a great job overall. They have the package tonight that's making it work. So the Tigers on defense are going to have to figure out what we're going to do to make it work. And, you know, they will. I would think pretty soon we'll start hearing some kicks and bounces up above us because the coordinators are going to start chattering and figuring out what's the right thing to do. But until that time, I think Oskaloosa has their game plan down tonight.
I mean, obviously ADM was a good football team, obviously ranked top 5 here in 3A, but I mean, this Oskaloosa team is probably the best team Grinnell's going to play so far, and then leading up to Pella. So it's definitely a really tough test, and you know, if you looked at it earlier in the season, Oski could be Pella's only competition here for, you know, an undefeated season for the Dutch. I mean, Oski's already lost to the one team from Pella. They probably want to get this other one, and I see no reason why they can't. It's a very talented football program. Grinnell does have a lot to do here if they want to come back. They're down 14-0 here with 5:45 left here in the 1st quarter.
Right, and you know, this is one of the bigger lines that Grinnell has went up against. You know, right now, the Grinnell Tiger line, offensive and defensive line, is a majority of sophomores playing against these juniors and seniors from Oskaloosa. They're holding their own, but still, you know, there's definitely a little bit more expertise, I would say, that you could see just watching the blocking and stuff from the Oskaloosa side.
So 14-0, 5:45 left here in the first quarter. Oskaloosa leads Grinnell. 2 quick scores, and Casey Hill already has 2 touchdowns. They only had 4 coming into this game alone. A few updates around the league. Knoxville trailing Pella 36-0 in the first half. Pretty good game over there. We'll try to get another update. Here's Kaufman, a handoff to Wyatt Hunter, and Hunter breaks free. Probably could have been a face mask there, but he just grazed the face mask, and it'll be a gain of about 1 or 2 for the Tigers.
Yeah, didn't actually get a pull on it, but anymore, we saw that in the freshman game earlier. It wasn't exactly a full face mask, but just by the hands going across, they went in and threw the flag. But no call on that one, so the Tigers march on, pick up a 2.
Newton leads over South Tama 21-0 in the first quarter over there. Here's Kaufman, fumbles the snap, still hands it off to not sure who that is down there. Might be Wyatt Hunter. Not really sure who it is down there.
Yeah, Wyatt Hunter on that one.
Is it?
Again, that front defensive line of the Oskaloosa, they're attacking the ball very well.
Kaufman, quick screenplay for Grinnell, and that is in the middle of nowhere. I believe it was going to Tanner Strand again, and Grinnell just didn't have the grasp on it. So the Tigers come up short here. For the most part, you know, when you treat that as a screen or you see that, you see full release of your offensive linemen, and it seemed like we had our offensive linemen were holding up a little bit as Drew went and dropped back. So that kind of congested things up there, as looked like Tanner was the up man to catch the ball, and when you got your offensive lineman standing there holding on or dancing with your defensive lineman, that's just going to break that whole play up. Here's the punt by Cole McGriff. It's a good one, going to line back. This will be again taken at really short field position. He'll make a move upfield. He's got blocking and is driven down. So once again, Pella Christian gets really good field position with 4:56 remaining here in the first quarter. Oskaloosa leads 14-0 over Grinnell.
That showed as number 67. I don't have a number 67 on my sheet here, and I don't hear a call out coming across the other side either. A little bit of mix up on our defensive line. We have Gareth James back in there. Mateus Durr on this right-hand side.
So on first down and 10 from the 38, Oski has started almost every drive inside Grinnell's 50. Grinnell is looking to send a ton of pressure. Here's Henry. Gets it to Hill, and Hill stood up and dropped. Still got 2 yards, though. But nice job by Grinnell to stuff it up.
Yeah, nice little attack there in the center of the line. Looks like, you know, again, you see Logan Estelle, but Sean Jackson did a great job. Number 24, Parker Johnson, come up, put a stick under that, and Mateus Durr was in there too. So, you know, it's stuffing it up, getting that plugged up, and it lets those linebackers come up and do their job.
Henry, short pass, and Miller drops it right in his hands. He just couldn't hold it in, and now we get a 3rd down and 9 upcoming, or 3rd down and 8 upcoming for the Indians. .354 remaining here in the first quarter. It's a 3 wide receiver look to the right, 1 to the left.
Oskaloosa's play calling, they just stop the whole field when they make the change or what have you. So
I mean, it's fast, but you take that second there. Henry, he's looking downfield. This is going to be hauled in. Great catch. First down, Indians, and they move the chains.
Tyler Miller made a nice catch there for Oskaloosa, and looked like Parker Johnson was right on him. So, you know, again, tough catch and a good turnaround and make up, and brought him down. 1st and 10 for the Oskaloosa.
25-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Indians. They have the lead and look to grow. Henry brought the blitz over the middle, and it's going to be caught and dropped down inside the 10. That'll be number 89, Dylan Van Leeuwen.
Logan Estelle with a nice trip. Kind of the saving tackle, shoelace tackle on that one. In other words, I think that would have been in for another 6 points.
There's a flag out here somewhere. I believe so. There's something. I'm not sure what this could be here. So, block in the back. That's interesting. I mean, Henry was pressured heavily off the snap. I mean, he was going to get hit pretty hard off that snap, but so the Indians move back, but it's still first down technically. Because you gain so much yards, that's just still first. All right, so first down and 10. Nope, this will be like first down and like 7 maybe. So at the 21. First down for the Indians. Henry, quick snap. He's thinking end zone. Gets it over the middle. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Oskaloosa. Number 15, Isaac Schultz with the catch. And the Indians are going to try to pull away and get this thing over with. A little bit of a gap in the defense.
It was. You know, they pulled up a little bit on this right-hand side. You could see it right when they put those splits out to the right-hand side. And Oskaloosa did a good job taking advantage of that.
Kick is good. 21-0. Grinnell trails over Oskaloosa. The Indians are on fire here in the first quarter and are looking to keep it rolling. Grinnell trails. So out of the quick timeout, Oskaloosa leads 21-0 over Grinnell. Tigers have no answer defensively. It's been a rough game so far, and Grinnell's got to try to salvage something as the Indians are looking to really get away with this thing early.
Right now, the Tigers are just kind of sitting on a shock and awe. You know, that they have so many opportunities with Henry throwing the ball or turn around and bringing it back the other way at running the ball. So, you know, if you try to adapt to that pass every time, it's going to pull your linebackers off, and it's going to open up that secondary that if the defensive line, which you're only throwing 3 men up front, they can make the pinch on them and make the right blocks, they're going to get 5 or 6 yards or open up to be a bigger run than that. So, again, for the Tigers just have to figure out how to adjust to that and make some adjustments.
First down and 10, 3:17 remaining here in the first quarter. Here's Drew Kaufman. Going to set back to throw. Got pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Fires down over the middle, and it's overthrown. Tanner Strand was there. He was open. It's just another thing. Kaufman could not fit it in the breadbasket, and comes up empty. Saucer on the sideline, obviously a little disappointed, frustrated so far.
Well, right now I think Drew just has to – he's not getting tons of pressure. He's just got to calm down a little bit and get a little composure and start to bring these passes down so they're catchable.
He passes this one outside. Here's Cole McGriff with the catch and is dropped. Maybe got a yard, if anything, here. It's about 2-3 yards, so this will be third down and a little ways to go here for the Tigers. second down, or this third down and 7 on the 23. Grinnell has to get something going. I don't think they've gotten over the 30-yard line so far. McGriff moves in motion. Kaufman under pressure, looks to him, fires outside, and completely overthrows his intended receiver. And this will be fourth down. Missed opportunities so far.
Yeah, you know, in that case there, it's too bad it wasn't Owen on the far side, because that extra 1.5 foot on the arm would have brought that ball back in there. But here we are again, fourth and 7.
Yeah,
and
once again inside the 25. It's been a rough night so far. McGriff takes the punt, will not fake it, sends this one far, and once again taken at the 49-yard line. Miller breaks free and falls down just short of the 40-yard line down to the 41. So Grinnell trails 21-0 over Oskaloosa. We are still in the first quarter, by the way. 2:16 remaining. The game started at 7.
Almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah, almost 8 o'clock. So, I mean, we're running on time here. But, yeah, it's been a interesting game so far. Oskaloosa is all over Grinnell's defense. And they're going to look to keep it going, obviously. So first down and 10 for Oskaloosa. Here's a handoff. Henry goes middle and is still driving forward. Great gain for a gain of like 8. Well, Grinnell is not the only team struggling right now in the district. Currently in the second quarter, Pella is up 50-0 over Knoxville. Grinnell's opponent next week. So the Dutch are not messing around this week. I assume it's probably their homecoming over there. So Knoxville struggling over here. Grinnell struggling over here. 1:48 remaining. Henry in the gun. Looks over the middle. This is going to be caught. McGriff with the catch. First down, Oskaloosa.
And nice coverage by Cole. You know, he's right on the ball when it was caught and brought him down, so we didn't get any much yardage. They still picked up about 16, 17 yards on the pass, but still, we need more pressure from that defensive line in there, defensive ends on that quarterback.
Another score update. Oskaloosa's opponent next week, the Newton Cardinals, lead over the South Tama Trojans 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. Same score here. 1:20 left here in the first quarter. Oski leads 21-0. Here's Henry, going to hand off to Casey Hill. Hill about going to get a yard, but here's the thing. He sits here and still gets 3 or 4 yards. I am quite impressed with this running back.
For the most part, though, any good running back that just keeps churning their feet, you know, he doesn't give up. You know, good kudos to the defensive line on that side for putting the wall up and stopping it. But on the flip side there, Oskaloosa offensive line, they don't give up either. So it's, you know, the war is going to be won down in those trenches in that running game.
Hill is met this time. Finally, Grinnell has a great play defensively. And that might be a little bit of momentum here for the Tigers.
Yeah, good job there by Eli Rose, Mateus Durr, and looks like even Wyatt Hunter was in on that stunt. So excellent penetration on this side. And, you know, the thing that's really unique about that, they come right across Oskaloosa's biggest offensive lineman. So I think he's pushing right close to 290, 295. So he's a big guy. He's pretty agile. We've seen him run over him a couple times. So
they always add 10 pounds. I've always heard that rumor. They always add 10 pounds.
Tucker Irwin, number 64. But you watch him. He's a pretty good offensive lineman. He can handle the defense pretty well.
Yeah, McFarland almost got a pick that one. Henry tried to loft it over the top, and how about that? This will be 4th down 11 when we come back. End of the first quarter. Oskaloosa leads over Grinnell 21-0. So out of the quick timeout, Oskaloosa leads here to start the second quarter, 21-0. Grinnell has struggled a little bit here early. The holes in the defense have been quite open, and the Tigers find themselves now trailing 24-0 after Blom's kick is right up and through.
Yeah, and that's no surprise to us as we were watching him earlier. He has a great foot behind him, and he does a pretty good job on his accuracy of just what we've watched tonight, warming up. So that didn't surprise me any at all there. And just to hear that that's only his second kick field goal for the year.
Very, very talented kicker. So 24-0. Grinnell trailing Oskaloosa here. It's been a crazy game so far. The Indians' running game has been all over the Tigers. So let's see what Grinnell does here coming up to get the football. So 11:59. That only took a second there. Here to start the second quarter. So this will be Blom getting ready to kick this one off for the Indians.
Tanner Strand and Cole McGriff back to receive on our right-hand side.
Blom sends this one deep, and this one is going to be returnable. Tanner Strand takes it at about the 1-yard line and is met immediately, and we have a flag coming here. So this will move Grinnell way back. Might be a holding, maybe? Lock in the back. Let's see what we get here. I believe it's a hold. That's going to be blocking the back. So Grinnell gets caught on the kick return. This will push him back, way back. And the terrible field position could be a factor here. I mean, Grinnell just hasn't had good field position to start this football game.
Yeah, you know, and in this case here, it's half the distance to the goal because they're so close to the goal line, so they didn't really get the 15 yards marked off against them.
So here's Kaufman on 1st down and 10. They'll start from their own 8-yard line. It's a rough start here for the Tigers. Kaufman fumbles the snap. Just going to take off for it. He's got great blocking, and he fumbles it inside, and that is going to be
looks like
down.
It was pushed out of bounds, so the maintained his yardage that he picked up there.
That was close.
So he picked up about 4 on that carry advancement. I don't know if we call it full carry. We'll say it advance of the ball.
So fumbled snap. 2nd down and about 7 or 6. Kaufman, another low snap. Picks it up, fires over the middle, and it is going to be incomplete. Almost picked off. Intended for Owen Kaufman, just too far ahead of the intended receiver.
I'm trying to see in there if they've had a change on. Bronson Alder's been kind of the steadfast center, which usually doesn't have hardly any troubles at all snapping that ball. So, you know, if somebody different is in there. Or.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit of bobble. He doesn't wear gloves. I don't think the cold would be too outrageously tough to handle, but 3rd and 7. This time a high snap. It's a handoff to, no, Kaufman keeps it himself. Gets upfield and is tripped.
Nice little pickup by Drew on that there. Again, you know, the option was a nice kind of pull. And obviously for the first time kind of took the Oski defense for surprise there because everyone pulled to the left-hand side on Wyatt Hunter, but.
So it's a 1st down, timeout Grinnell, 21-0. The Oskaloosa Indians lead over the Tigers. Out of the timeout. Grinnell trails Oski 24-0 here in TT Cranny. As this will be first down 10 from the 19 after Kaufman was able to run this thing in. And speaking of Kaufman, here he is. He's going to check this one down. Cole McGriff with the catch, makes a move and fumbles the football. Oski hops on it. Just a mishap.
It's one of those, I don't want to say it's a sophomore mistake, but it's one of those things when you turn and you catch that ball, you need to wrap that thing and tuck it in there. And Cole was kind of getting tackled, and as he went down, he had kind of a guy come up on the side and pop that thing out. But it's just super important. You wrap that ball up and hold on to it.
So 11:25 remaining here in this.
Puts Oskaloosa in an excellent field position.
Oh, yeah. Again, I mean, Oski has barely started. They haven't started from the other side of the 50 yet tonight.
Yeah, sitting on their own 28 and trucking in.
Casey Hill goes ahead. That is a great gain for a first down.
Yeah, picks up about.
And the Indians keep moving.
Picked up about 11 and a half on that one. That's a nice little run.
The Indians keep it running. 24-0. They lead over Grinnell here on homecoming night. It hasn't been a happy homecoming so far. First down 10 for the 16. It's another handoff. Hill, nice hole to run through, and he has a gain of about 4. About 3.
Wyatt Dillon, nice step up to that ball over there. So he did a good job. Gavin McFarland kind of picked up on that side too.
Here's another handoff, and this time he's met in the backfield.
Yeah, nice little stunt by the Tiger line. Wyatt Dillon, Gareth James in on that. And I think actually Henry was a little bit surprised. He had kind of a high snap on that, which, when you talk high snap of the guy who's 6'9",
yeah,
that's kind of it definitely is a high snap, but just kind of had the little shake up there where the Tigers got in and made a nice little stop.
They're only dropped back down to the original line of scrimmage. This is 3rd down and 11 for the Indians. Hill's going to move out in motion. Henry goes over the top. It is going to be incomplete. He tried to lay out for it, couldn't get there. Good coverage by Logan Estelle. And this will bring up 4th down for the Indians. But with a field goal kicker like they have, I feel like this shouldn't be a problem.
No, I don't.
51 degrees here in Grinnell right now. It's cold. I mean, my feet are cold. It's fall weather here in Grinnell. The wind isn't too bad here. It's a 2-mile-an-hour wind gust. We'll see if Blom can send this thing through. Snap, hold, kick on the way, and it is good.
I don't know if you could really see that on the video, but that thing was almost hit the track on the backside.
Yeah.
So he definitely has some distance on that leg, and I think if there was any opportunity in the future that it would come down to a field goal, they could do pretty well with that.
I think he's your man. 27-0. Grinnell trails Oskaloosa here on homecoming. The Tigers' defense has just struggled. They have not been able to get Oski behind their 50-yard line. Grinnell has also started almost every single drive inside their own 20. So it has not been a fun night for the Tigers.
Well, it's not actually what you'd say a game you want to come to, but, a shout out to that crowd across the way. It's blackout night. They come out in full force. The stands are full. You look down the side fence all the way up to the concession stands. It's full. So the support of the Tiger faithful is here to go along with homecoming night. So it's always nice to know that they have that backing, and that's what's going to help them keep going forward. If you quit filling the stands and people quit showing up, that's going to make a program dive even faster. So I think Coach Saucer, this week has gone out, had a pep rally for the schools, and got the kids here. And that's the most important thing, to get them making some noise so these kids on the field could hear that.
And a huge shout out to everyone watching. We have had the most people we have ever had watch our stream so far tonight. Big shout out, Oskaloosa fans and Grinnell fans. I can tell you, as Grinnell is going to take this kick here, Eli Rose gets to the edge and is tripped up and out of bounds. But yeah, for Oskaloosa fans, if you're Oskaloosa watching, thank you for joining us. Trying to give you the best coverage we have. Obviously, it's not your station, but trying to give you our best coverage that we can give. Oskaloosa obviously having a great night. I can see this team making a possible run in the playoffs. This is a really good football team you guys have. And as for the Grinnell Tigers, it's a learning process. You don't just win games quickly in a year of in a span of a year. Grinnell has a learning process, a learning curve. We'll see how the Tigers can react here. Here's Kaufman on a quarterback keeper and is stood up and carried a little bit. Has a gain of about 2.
Casey Hill in there on the tackle. So, you know, when you start hearing that name on both sides of the ball, a talented kid and doing a good job.
9:27 here, 2nd down and 7. Kaufman fires, incomplete. It was almost picked off again. And Sausage just wondering where Drew was going with that one.
Yeah, we had two receivers, one on the short flank here and one on the far side that were actually in position to catch a catchable ball if it was thrown to him. Drew just kind of did a pop pass pretty quickly there.
3rd and 7. It's a 2 wide receiver look here to the left, 2 to the right for the Tigers. Kaufman once again finds himself the lone back. Over the top and incomplete.
Mateus Durr was, you know, just about 2 steps short on that one. And, you know, last week in the Fairfield game, Mateus and Drew hooked up quite a bit. So when I saw 86 coming out of the corner of my eye, I kind of got a little twinkle. I thought maybe we were going to start something just like we picked up or left off on last week. So looking forward to that combination getting hooked back up tonight.
So another 4th down for the Tigers. Here's McGriff. Going to send this punt downfield, and it'll be taken by Miller. He'll come near sideline. Warren Ware's there to meet him, and he is dropped. And we got a flag.
Look like Eli Imenhoff.
It was thrown near Mateus Durr, but Mateus wasn't near anyone, so I'm not really sure where he would have been there.
The officials kind of seem like they're trying to gather people just to figure out what did happen.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here. So let's see what this is here. I'm not really sure. It was thrown near Mateus Durr, but like I said, Mateus wasn't near anyone. It might be unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm not really sure what we're going to get here.
I can't tell if we're seeing the one official is kind of giving a motion as a block in the back or a clip, so.
It's a long referee timeout here. Trying to figure out what happened.
Looks like whatever they turned out to be, it's
declined.
One foul against Oskaloosa is declined. Apparently another one is accepted. And the official again has got his back to us.
Yeah, so 2 penalties there on that play. Not really sure. So Oski has their worst starting spot of the night.
It's kind of unusual to actually see them that far back.
Yeah.
They've had so many good opportunities that they've been starting on the plus side of the field. So let's see what Cole Henry could do from on the backside of his own 50-yard line and do a little marching down the field.
Wrong football. Wrong football being used. Oski, referee called a quick self-time out there to get that fixed.
So again, up there on that down front line, you have Mateus Durr, Sean Jackson, Dodge Saucer. Looks like we got a stunting linebacker right off this left-hand side with Wyatt Dillon putting some good pressure in there.
Henry goes short, and it's dropped. Hill bobbled it around a little bit, and we have another flag down over there on that far sideline. I believe that was a flag he was throwing.
Yeah, it looks like about the 19-yard line went out there.
Looks like illegal formation, probably what we're going to have here. And it is. So first down and 15 yards to go for Oskaloosa. Quick update here. Newton up on top of South Tama 35-7 at halftime. Here's Henry on first down. Pumps. Loads deep downfield. This is going to be incomplete over the outstretched arms of his wide receiver. So this will be second down and 15 upcoming.
Had great pursuit by that Tiger defensive line, and they two linebacker stunts there. So, you know, which puts a lot of pressure back here on this backside when you're doing your pass coverage. So I thought Tigers did a great job covering that ball. And
second down and 15. Henry, nice throw on the run, right into the breadbasket of number 15. That was Isaac Schultz down there, and that'll be just short of the first down.
Cole McGriffin on that tackle just as he brought him down.
This is about third down in inches for the Indians here. Third down in inches from the 27-yard line. Grinnell trails Oskaloosa 27-0 with 8:42 remaining here in the first half. Grinnell showing a blitz. It's a handoff to Hill, and he is going to have the first down as he's dropped.
Excellent job. Gareth James was just attacked that and rolled right off that offensive lineman. Did a great job.
So the Indians keep the drive moving as they are up front here as we have another official timeout as they move the ball up just a little bit. A lot of stoppage here tonight. Might be the cold weather. I don't know. First down. Henry, quick throw. Caught by Miller. Miller gets a great block, and he's heading upfield. He's got speed galore. Eli Rose is not going to catch him. Touchdown, Oski. Speed kills. What a pass. He got a great block off the run, and the Indians extend their lead over the Tigers as Eli Rose just could not hang with him.
Nice little catch, Tyler Miller. This is a nice little block out here, and just kind of, I hate to say it, Eli did got juked out of his pants there.
Blom is on to try this kick. It is up, and it is right through. 34-0. If you're wondering about how mercy rule works, it's if it's a 35-point game or more, and it's only in place in the second half. So no matter what happens here in the first half, nothing changes. And I bet that's what those people down there in Pella are wondering about, is Pella still at halftime, it leads 50-0. No continuous clock there, but they'll have it in the second half as Grinnell's opponent, the Knoxville Panthers, are in deep, deep trouble against the Dutch. And as for here in Grinnell, it's been a while since Grinnell's had a rough game like this. You got to think back to last year, but the Tigers struggling a little bit so far, and they trail 34-0. But Oski has definitely taken over Norwalk's reign as a competitor to Pella. Because based off what we're seeing here, I mean, obviously, Norwalk not the team they were a year ago, but this Oski team can compete with the likes of Pella.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. They're doing a great job executing. And, you know, on the sideline, multiple assistant coaches, they're breaking down the players in between plays and at the end of drives. So, you know, they're doing a good job coaching and extending that beyond what they're playing on the field. So, you know, hats off to Oski on that side. Little pooch kick on this one. Eli Rose picks it up.
Grinnell got lucky with the block there, but we've had too many flags tonight. We still have 8:17 remaining here in the first half. Grinnell trails Oskaloosa 34-0. If you're just joining us and you're wondering why in the world are we still in the second quarter, and especially with 8:17 in the second quarter, this game did not get started till about 8 o'clock. So that is why we're a little bit behind. And yeah, we still got 8 minutes to halftime here. Here comes Cole McGriff in motion. McGriff heads to the right side. There's no trickery here as he might actually lose a yard. Oski was all over that one. And he goes out of bounds, so the clock stops.
You know, I was just thinking about that. Maybe our athletic director, Chris Kaufman, our second game of the season, first game of the season was a rain delay.
Yeah, it was the rain delay power outage.
And we didn't finish the game until approximately about 11:40. So maybe he likes the later evening game, so we had a slight delay to see if we can't stretch it out into the midnight hours. But
yeah, it's a good stat. If a game ends after 11 o'clock, Grinnell is 1-0. So we understand the plan here. So second down at 11, or after the penalty. This will be second down to 15, actually. There was an offsides. 34-0. Grinnell trails Oski. Drew Kaufman hasn't been able to have a friend there in the backfield running back-wise. He'll sit here in the gun again. Kaufman looks near sideline. This is going to be caught by McGriff, and he is met. Oh, my goodness. There is just no room. No room. If you can get a team that has great offense and great defense, I think Oski fits it.
Well, Cole Kraber, he saw that pass go out, and as Cole McGriff brought it in, he was right on him to take him back down. So there wasn't much allowance of running on that play at all.
At their own 31, it's third down 11, 7:43 remaining here in this first half. McGriff in motion. Kaufman fakes the handoff, goes short. Mateus Durr with the catch. Durr's going to head up field and is tripped up. Nice little gain to be about fourth down and 3 upcoming.
Yeah, nice catch by Mateus. Put his hands right on the ball and spun and went up the field. So great job there. Nice to see a little movement forward. Looks like we're 4th and 3, and now they are going to switch out, and I guess we're going to kick the ball away.
Gonna try it. Punt it away here. .6:59 remaining here. The clock is ticking here. It's not continuous clock. Nice snap. Kick is up on the way, and this is going to be dropped and goes out of bounds. Well, good, because Miller is a really good returner, and I don't know if Grinnell wanted to see him go very far. Temperature has dropped down to 50 degrees here in Grinnell. The wind stays at about 3 miles an hour to the northwest.
It is a brisk evening.
Yeah, yeah.
With the windows open, we're all, not that we have winter coats on, but we have light coats on here in the booth. And
I'm seeing hot chocolate galore. Everybody's bundled up. So if you're watching at home, it may not be a bad idea.
That's right, and you could smell the nice smells of coffee and, like Blake said, hot chocolate. And
Oski is going to try to extend this lead even more before halftime. 34-0, the Indians lead on first down to 10 from their own 31. Here's Henry and Hill in the backfield. They've been putting on a show. Here's Hill. Nice cut in the hole, and he's going to have a nice gain of about 2 or 3.
Gavin McFarland in there on the stop. Sean Jackson in there.
2nd and 7. It was a gain of 3 there. Henry goes short, caught by Miller. Nice grab. And drop down. That may be a first. He's close.
It's right in there close.
Yeah, they're going to mark it 3rd and short.
Looks like Logan Estelle and Eli Rose right there. They did give him a little bit of a forward motion on that. Looks like the referee's throwing about 6 inches away there.
Yeah, he is very close. 3rd down and 1.
And look for Casey Hill right off the left-hand side guard there. Probably push her right towards number 64.
Cole Henry gets the snap, hands off middle. Casey Hill has a great hole. Cuts up field and is still falling forward. What a run. Gets inside Grinnell territory, and Hill is on fire tonight.
It doesn't take much to figure out where they're going to run that ball at. And like I said earlier with Tucker Irwin on that left-hand side, for a big guy, he's pretty agile. He can move on his feet well, and he opens up a hole for him, especially when you're going against that 3-man front that Tigers are throwing out there with the linebacker set back. It's easy to pinch in and tuck to the outside with that running game.
1st down 10 from the 43. Henry goes over the middle. Caught. Bobbled a little bit and still got it. And it just seems like Grinnell can't close. I mean, they're going on that zone look. You can't really go man-to-man, but you got to get to the ball just a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Well, and if you're going to make that, you're going to make the attempt to go for the interception, you're going to have your backup man ready to make the stick on the backside. So, Cole was right on him to make the tackle. If you're going to commit, you have to commit about the same time it runs over.
Oski scored their most points they have in a game last week against Norwalk at 35. They're going for more than 35 this week against Grinnell. There's a handoff going middle. Hill just breaks tackles and still pushing forward, and he's just going to be short. Well, yeah, a few yards short. It's about a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4 upcoming. This game last year, this is kind of familiar for Grinnell. Oski won this game last year 49-0. Trying to shut out Grinnell 2 years in a row. As it's just growing pains. We talk about it all the time. Grinnell has had rough games in the past, but these games you learn from, and it's this will definitely be one of those that Saucer has played in close games. He's played in somewhat close games, but this one, it's a learning curve.
Right, and from Coach Saucer's past history, he's not really afraid of taking a team that's been broke down and bringing it back up. And I think he's looked at what Grinnell has had over the last couple of years, and we've noticed quite a few changes. And some people may look at the Tigers and say, well, where are the changes? But from watching them from what we have last 3 years, I'm seeing plenty of changes that are improvements out there. And these kids are, number one, playing as a team and turning back to the coach and looking for that leadership. And the coach has in turn made leadership on that field in 2 or 3 people. So that makes a difference for the Tigers as we're going forward.
On 1st and goal for the Indians, here's Henry. A handoff. Hill is in. He got touched, but he never went down. And Casey Hill, who only scored 4 touchdowns coming into this game, is that his 3rd? Might be 3rd of the game.
I believe so. 3rd one.
Yeah, already trying to tie him up. As Oskaloosa puts this thing 40-0. It'll be 41-0 if this kick goes through. We'll see what happens here. Cole Henry is the snapper for field goals. I never realized that. Get a man that can do both. Good snap kick on the way, and it is right down the middle. I'm impressed by this kicker. We might hear his name here in a few years. 41-0. 3:38 remaining here in the first half. Yes, we are still in the first half, and it is 9:05 p.m. We're almost there. 41-0. Oskaloosa leads over Grinnell. So out of the quick timeout, 41-0 after the touchdown by Casey Hill. He's already got 3 so far. He only had 4 coming into this game. He's looking to double what he had so far through 4 games. Grinnell trails 41-0, 3:38 remaining here in the first half. Yes, we're still in the first half. Lom's going to kick this one off, and his leg will send this one high into the wind. Here's Tanner Strand to take it inside the 5. He's going to head to the far sideline and is tripped up as his shoe came off.
He didn't get the ball, but he did get his tennis shoes.
Yeah.
So
that's all that matters, I guess. It's been a roller coaster game for Grinnell, obviously. Probably just want to get to halftime here and work on some stuff of what they have so far. A few updates around the league. Pella still leads 50-0 over Knoxville. Pella might even put in their JV team so far. Grinnell took a little bit here getting the field, the team set up. Here's Kaufman to set back to throw. He's looking and steps up in the pocket and is completely drilled from behind. He maybe had A.J. Wilkins here closer to the field,
Nicholas
but just
Drystra in there on the tackle.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers after no gain. Kaufman looks outside, caught by Parker Johnson.
Just a little bit behind Parker, and I don't know if the pattern that Parker ran put him there too soon, or Drews actually threw a little bit behind him on that.
Parker's a pretty good wide receiver. He's a good guy to talk to as well. Good to see him getting some catches here for the Tigers. It is 3rd down and 5. I don't think, yeah, Grinnell has yet to get past the 50-yard line so far. Kaufman was hit and just barely got rid of that football. And this will bring up 4th down.
Dystro's back in there. He had a quarterback sack just a few plays ago, and he was right on that inside.
So 2:27 left here in the first half. As this will be Tyler Miller back to receive this one.
Tyler Miller back and Tanner Strand to kick.
Oh,
punt.
yeah. Strand line drives this one, bounces a little bit and is down at about the 48-yard line. So Oski finds themselves out front, 41-0 over Grinnell. They have definitely spoiled homecoming.
Yeah, there again, though, look at the field position, Oskaloosa. They're starting out from a punt on the good side of the field. So, even with a punt where typically you want to see someone starting out on at least the back side of the 50-yard line, here they are. They're starting out on the 48-yard line, marching right back down into their own end zone. So we need to toughen up that front line and see if we can't do a little bit better there.
Hill takes the carry. Breaks outside. He somehow got out of that swarm and has a nice little gain. I think he's just getting yards. He might not play in this second half.
Yeah, well, Whitehunter, nice little stop up there, and Eli Rose kind of kicked off to the side. Again, it's the constant of keeping your feet moving. That's what it takes if you're going to be a good running back. You bounce up someone, you keep your feet churning, you bounce off and go right around. And Hill's doing a great job at that tonight.
They sure aren't wasting any time as Henry tried to throw that one over the top and missed his wide receiver Schultz just a little bit. But for the most part, Cole's been on target tonight, and he has really good wide receivers to back him up.
Right.
1:46 left here in the first half. 9:10 p.m. here right now here in Grinnell, and we're still in the first half, like I said. It'll be a later game tonight after this late start. We started at 8 o'clock, so it's been about an hour and a half. 3rd and 5. Henry looks short, caught by Miller, and he's going to make a great move, and here goes Miller. The speedster stays on his feet. Can he go down? Yes, he does, and great gain, 1st down.
Wyatt Dillon and Tanner Strand stepped up in there, kind of a life-saving tackle, but Tyler Miller just a nice little zigzag drive and kept his feet moving and come back across the field and kind of made something out of nothing there, and a great play.
Tigers just have no answer. Oski just keeps blanking this defense, and the Tigers just have no answer. 1:26 remaining. The clock is ticking here. 1st down and 10 from the 30. It's a 2-back look. Hill, great hole, breaks up a front gap and is brought down.
Tanner Strand, nice little shoestring tackle on that one, and you know that we're going to have it step up sooner than it is. The secondaries, the defensive line is not holding up that offensive lineman, and it's letting those offensive linemen to get into the secondary linebackers, and they're really depicting which way that runner's going to be running, and it's making a big difference. I mean, a good difference for Oskaloosa if you're sitting here watching it, but for the Tigers on the flip side, it's really chewing them up.
Henry goes short, and it is incomplete. Good breakup by Parker Johnson.
Yeah, excellent job, Parker. You know, instead of looking to make the tackle, but there again, he had to have his hand in the right place in order to break that pass up and make sure it wasn't going to be caught.
Out of these games that almost seem impossible to get the good out, you do find some positives out of it. So on 2nd down and 10, 46 seconds left. Oski at the 13 of Grinnell. Hill's looking for that 4th touchdown. Henry rolls out. Avoids pressure from Wyatt Dillon. Fires to the back of the end zone, and it is over the top of his head. Henry upset with himself on that one.
Yes, that was a close one, and you know, Wyatt Dillon was right there, and you get so frustrated, and we're going to talk about it as all the what ifs, but you know, is breaking down, and Wyatt had an excellent game for the last game against ADM. So you know, nothing against what he does out there or any of these Tiger football players. It's just that missed opportunity. So I know Wyatt, he's going to come back and he'll be a better player from that breakdown right there.
And I guess you think about it, one of the big differences from this and the ADM game is here's Henry under pressure, fires over the middle, and Miller just drops the wide open touchdown. But anyway, I guess the difference between ADM and Oski, ADM could only run. They weren't really a passing, running offense. Grinnell plays an even bigger beast of Oski that can pass the football, run the football, and it's all efficiently. And as we're about to see here, can really kick field goals.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I talked about Wyatt Dillon redeeming himself. He was 2 steps for redeeming himself on that play right there. So, like I said, that kid works hard every time he gets on that field. And
30-yard field goal by Blom, and that is right up and through. He's having a field day. 44-0. Grinnell trails Oskaloosa with 32 seconds left here in the first half, as Grinnell has just struggled. Struggled so far. That is the best word you can give it to it. But you learn from your mistakes. You learn from the struggles. And Grinnell next week will head to Knoxville on the start of a 2-week road trip. They'll go to Knoxville next week, and then they take on the Newton Cardinals the week after, and then they come back for senior night against South Tama. The Trojans seemed like a very equal team to Grinnell, and then obviously at the last game of the year, they will head down to Pella to take on the Dutch, who will possibly be fighting for an undefeated regular season. So
yeah,
should be an
I think
interesting
that
game.
South Tama game could be a fairly equal matchup. You know, growing up in the South Tama, playing for South Tama a few years ago, but I had the opportunity to go up and watch them last week and watch my nephew play for Nevada, which they did a very good job against South Tama, threw the ball well against South Tama. So I think if Grinnell could incorporate their same passing game, they could have some opportunities against South Tama also. So I look forward to that game. I think it's going to be a good game for the Tiger fans to watch.
An update from Newton, or an update from Pella. Speaking of Pella, an update from Pella. The Dutch are trying to get over with their game quick. It's 50-0 at the start of the fourth quarter. They are just trying to get that game over with before 9:30 maybe with this continuous clock. Meanwhile, here in Grinnell, the Tigers trail 44-0 over the Indians. It has not been a fun game for the Tigers as they'll just look to improve here in the second half. Not sure if the Indians will throw in a second team during this second half, but we'll just have to see. But let's see if Grinnell can get a point on. And for the first time in a while, I believe that's Wyatt Hunter there in the backfield. This is Kaufman under center, and he'll just take the knee. So Grinnell is not looking to score anymore. They're just looking to get done with this half and take it into the locker room. As he'll take one more knee here, as he'll let this clock wind down. As Saucer's telling his team to head toward the locker room. And I guess they'll just take it to the half. So that'll do it for the end of the first half. It's one to forget here so far. 44-0. Oskaloosa leads over Grinnell. We'll take a halftime break and we'll meet you back here for the second half. Once again, Oskaloosa leads over Grinnell 44-0. We welcome you back here to this second half of action between the Grinnell Tigers and the 25th ranked Oskaloosa Indians in 3A. It's been a lopsided homecoming game so far. You can see most of the Grinnell fans are starting to head for the exits after the band played. It is 44-0. Grinnell trails Oskaloosa. Oski scored 35 points last week against Norwalk. It was the most points Oski has scored this season. They've now beaten that by 11 points, and after a half of action, Grinnell probably just going to have to sit here and learn. From then on out, this game should pick up pretty quickly because of the continuous clock rule.
Right. The big thing for the Grinnell Tigers is going into that locker room and figure out what we were doing wrong or what we could do better. And I think right now for the Tigers is making changes up there in that front defensive line, because Oskaloosa is definitely cluttering up. You know, they have a nice big front offensive line, and we have to figure out how we're going to make the approach to them that it's going to get them off our linebacking core so we can actually put something up against Hill, because once he breaks through that front line, he's going to town.
Update from Pella. The Dutch take down Knoxville 57-7. That game got over quick. They get to go home before 10 o'clock. We still got a half to go here. Here's Kenny, or not Kenny. What am I saying?
Casey Hill.
Casey Hill. In the fourth quarter, Newton leads over South Tama 42-7.
Eli Rose and Wyatt Hunter up in there with the tackle on that play. So coming back out on this defensive line, we have Sean Jackson, Dodd Saucer, and Mateus Durr right up there, the front three.
No mercy by this Oskaloosa offense. They're going to bring out Cole Henry back out, up 44. But why not, you know?
And start right out with trips to the right.
Yeah. Oski wants to move up in these polls, wants to be a little respected. I can respect that they want to put some points up. Grinnell be in the same situation. Here's Henry, a handoff. And this will be Hill with a nice carry. I didn't think he went on the field, but he did. To the 35-yard line there for the Indians.
For the most part, about an 8-yard pickup. Three touchdowns with Casey Hill on that.
Probably 100, I don't know, probably over 130 at least on the ground. Here's a pitch. Henry with a great catch, or a great throw by Henry to the pitch, and that was Hill who went running there.
Wyatt Hunter with the tackle on this left-hand side.
Nice to see the field not getting destroyed this week. We haven't got a lot of rain like we did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, there was a little bit of worries. We had a couple rains pass through last night and 2 nights ago, but
right.
Yet it's. I talked to Sean Elan earlier, and they're putting a lot of work back into it, keeping it kind of dried out. And after we had the mud last week.
Hill with the quick grab, and Hill stays on his feet. Man, this kid is so good.
Yeah, Parker Johnson come right back up, and nice little leg grab on that, bring him down. For the first time, I've seen Logan Estelle actually got kind of tricked out of his pants there a little bit. Hill had a little jig on him and got spun around.
We've done this for 2 years now. We've seen a lot of running backs. I think Kenny, or this, gosh, I cannot get this name down. Casey Hill. I don't know why I keep saying Kenny. Casey Hill may be one of the best running backs I've seen.
Yeah,
I mean, his ability
kind of
to
compare
shift.
him back to Dow Center Grimes, that tailback that they had.
Oh,
He was a pretty strong runner.
And Grinnell saw 2 running backs against ADM, but this is just one tearing them apart. This is a different handoff. This will be brought down, I believe. I'm not really sure who that is.
Like Wyatt Hunter in on that tackle.
This is Rashawn Braggs, the senior, 5'9", 165 pounds.
So nice little stuff up. Seeing some new numbers in there. Trey Goldman. So there's another sophomore playing kind of the setback defensive end.
3rd down and 1. 9:32 left here in the third quarter. This thing's moving right along with continuous clock. Braggs goes up the middle and breaks a hole, and here goes Braggs, dragging Grinnell defenders, and the backup running back has some legs.
Yeah, Tanner Strand and Wyatt Hunter in on that tackle. Now, one thing I noticed that time is, for the first time, we actually showed almost a 5-man front. So 3 down linemen, and we brought those 2 linebackers kind of up into a defensive end position. So now we're going to go back to the kind of the 3-man front with the setback linebackers.
A little bit of confusion here. Braggs had to move to the opposite side. 8:44 remaining here in the third. There's a toss. Braggs gets outside. Grinnell will pursue. Braggs has to stop and is dropped. Good defense by Grinnell there.
Yeah,
on
good
that
job
left
by
side.
Grinnell stretching that out. Wyatt Hunter kind of led the pack over there. Looks like Wyatt Dillon was in on that play, and Eli Rose was in over there. So great pursuit in on that, and that's what they need to do is kind of stretch it out. And for the Tigers, they just need to start taking advantage of this. If it's not Casey Hill running and it's their second team running back, they need to take advantage of that and get the reps in of how they're going to get and rebuild back from this a little bit.
I believe on on a running clock, I believe it's only if it stops that's a touchdown and a flag. I don't think there's any others. Here's Henry back to throw. He's looking downfield, and it's just over the head of Schultz, the wide receiver. He's had a few overthrows, but really Henry's been pretty well tonight.
Yeah, he has.
So this will be 3rd down and 12 upcoming.
Yeah. Warren Ware and Tanner Strand in there on the zone coverage for that.
3rd and 11 from the 31. The Indians might get a chance here for a long field goal because they're definitely in field goal range. 44-0. Oski leads. This snap is high, and Henry, can he hop on it? It's still bouncing, and Grinnell has it. Wyatt Dillon falls on top of it, and Grinnell has possession.
Yep, great fumble recovery, and here it is. The Grinnell Tigers are on the 50-yard line and in a great position to move forward. So misfortune there by the Oskaloosa Indians, and
Grinnell was not going to let that ball get away. Wyatt Dillon put a lot of effort into getting there. And it's a short, small positive for Grinnell
right
on
there,
this tough night.
I just give Wyatt Dillon his redemption from earlier. And like I said, that kid doesn't give up. He keeps going stronger and stronger.
Kaufman finds himself at the 49. He'll set back to throw. Pressure coming. Lobs this one over the top. This is going to be incomplete. Intended for Tanner Strand. And once again, Kaufman over the top. And he hasn't had a completion over 10 yards.
Yeah, just and threw that one a little bit short, which I think sometimes, you know, Drew has been known to throw long, so maybe he's trying to pull back a little bit. If you didn't notice, Tanner had kind of a hand pull a little bit, so I don't know if that slowed him down from getting him where he needed to be.
Handoff. This is Wyatt Hunter, I believe, going forward for about 2 or 3 yards. This will bring up 3rd down. We've dropped below 50. It's 49 degrees here in Grinnell. It's cooling off. It's been cool all game. It's 3-mile-an-hour wind gusts, no rain in the area. It is a perfect football night. I just wish the football was as perfect as the weather. Kaufman sits in the gun here on 3rd down at 6:05 remaining. This is caught by Tanner Strand, and Strand is going to be just short of the marker. Just short of the marker, I believe. Nope, they're going to say he got it. So 1st down, Grinnell.
So 2nd first down for the Tigers tonight.
First down 10 from the 40. Grinnell's trying to put together their best drive of the game so far. 5:25 remaining. Kaufman keeps. Has a nice little gain up the middle. That'll be about a gain of 3 or 4. And this will bring up 2nd down. Like I said, next week, Grinnell heads to Knoxville to take on the Panthers. And the Panthers currently sitting at 2-2, but lost to Pella this evening 57-0, or 57-7. I'll have to go back and check the box score, but either way, they'll fall to 2-3, so it'll be a 1-4 Tiger team against a 2-3 Knoxville team, and That was a pretty good game last year. 26-13, Grinnell lost to Knoxville, but still, good ball game. Should be a good game over there. Parker Johnson and Warren Ware switch positions here. 4:51 left here in the third quarter. Kaufman fires short. This is going to be caught, and I can't really see who that is. It might be
Like
Owen Kaufman. Yeah. Broke free just a little bit. Haven't really gone to Owen a lot tonight.
No, in fact, I think that's the first pass.
Third down and 2. Man in motion, Kaufman keeps, and Kaufman will have the first down, and he almost lost that football. He hangs on to it, and the Tigers move the chains.
Another Tiger first down, so that's always good to see, and it's just a positive. You know, like we said, we started on the 50-yard line, and we're moving the football, so that's a good way to start out your second half.
And I think we have an illegal substitution. Yep. Number 41 was running off the field. That is, is it Preston Dodd, maybe? I don't know. My paper's ripped where the numbers are.
Preston Dodd.
So that was Preston Dodd coming off the field. That's a legal substitution. First down at 15 from the 34. Clock stops because of the penalty. And we have another flag? Oh, they're just moving it back. I'm not really sure what they were doing. Okay. Clock starts begin. This is A.J. Wilkins here on this near side, if you're wondering. Warren Ware, Tanner Strand, and Owen Kaufman are those wide receivers on the far right. Kaufman sits in the gun here on first down and 15. Quick pass outside. This is going to be caught by Warren Ware. Makes a nice little move upfield, and it's a short gain.
Yeah, it gets like maybe close up to the line of scrimmage. Now 3 yards short.
So second down and 11. This quarter is just ticking by. 3 minutes left here in the third. Grinnell trails Oskaloosa 44-0. Kaufman finds himself in the gun on second down. Tried the hard count, not going to work here. They just get the play off before the clock. Kaufman wanted the end zone. He rolls out, fires short, caught by A.J. Wilkins, and Wilkins is met immediately. That's a tough decision. He could have probably kept it, but he just decided to go to Wilkins.
Yeah, Drew's made some pretty good decisions, and I was surprised he just didn't tuck the ball and run it. Did pick up about 5.5, 6 yards on that one, so it's a nice little pickup for A.J. And A.J. was, I think earlier in the year, he had an injury, so it's nice to see him back in there. So trips to the right, and let's see what Kaufman could do again.
Third down. Drew pressured immediately, has to get rid of it, and just throws it to the turf. Going to be incomplete.
Number 72, Satini, with a good pursuit in there, and Tigers are going to go for it. Fourth and 6.
Grinnell trying to make sure they don't get shut out 2 years in a row against the Indians. Kaufman has Strand open, but he's just going to try for his brother Owen. Owen goes up to get it, and he drops it.
That was so close.
Good height advantage, but it was a little short. Had to come back for it a little bit. But
yeah, and Owen actually had to jump for it too. So at his height, I think they're equal. They're about 6'8". When you jump up 2.5 feet and you're that tall, you put yourself out there kind of as a target. So good effort by Owen, and although it's not a punt, it's actually better than some of the punts that we've had. And Oski's going to start over on, looks about right on the 25-yard line.
Better than having no returns. First down 10 for Oskaloosa. The Indians lead 44-0 over Grinnell, and that's another high snap. Grinnell's going to chase after it, and Oski falls on top of it. This is number 7, Andrew Else, as the quarterback now for the Indians. I'm not really sure where that ball fell. Grinnell was kind of...
I think that they declared it a fumble. They did.
So I guess Grinnell had the
called
fumble.
it a fumble, and the Tigers are going to pick that up on the 2-yard line.
I swear I thought I saw Else fall on top of it, but I guess it just went through his hands.
Yeah, when they jumped on him, the ball popped out.
Interesting.
So the Grinnell Tigers are going to take over on the 2. Bronson Alder's got to go up, set over top the ball. Looks like a front line of Gareth James and Jacob Schmidt. Bronson Alder the center, and Cam Stevenson and Dodge Saucer on the right-hand side. So a little change of events there for the Tigers.
I'm not really sure what happened there. I mean, it was a high snap, and then Else went back to get it. He fell on top of it, so I just thought it was called dead.
I did
and
too.
Then the ball just hopped free and went all the way back to the 2-yard line. So now Grinnell gets it. And offensively there, Grinnell set up with number 29. Was that I think it was Wyatt Hunter and Wyatt Dillon there in the backfield. There's no Drew Kaufman out there.
Well, it looks like they might actually toss.
They're going to run a Wildcat here, possibly.
Yeah. I was going to say, is that Cole in there, or they got to run the Wildcat with Wyatt?
Does that say 29?
28, so Wyatt Hunter.
Yeah, Wyatt Hunter and Wyatt Dillon.
Wyatt Dillon's going to take the Wildcat. Let's see
Dillon
that
has
speed
it,
going.
cuts, and immediately. They tried something there.
With the size of that defensive line, they're going to have to be quick to go forward and not go lateral to the right. So
Grinnell's trying some stuff right
A little
here.
bit of change up there, this Wildcat.
And this time, Dillon tries to get to the edge. Dives for the goal line. Did he get there? No, he's down at the 1. Wyatt Dillon wants to score this touchdown. 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. I don't think Wyatt scored a touchdown this year.
Nope, he's done a great job leading this defensive squad, so let's see what this senior captain could do and just punch that ball in.
He heads to the right side. He's got speed. Can he get there? He does.
I think he got his touchdown.
Touchdown, Grinnell.
Great job there, Wyatt Dillon.
And Grinnell makes sure they are not going to get shut out for the second straight year.
Shout out there to Jason and Karen. I'm sure if I could look across, Karen's probably going, his mom's going nuts in the stands, so excellent job there, Wyatt.
Great burst of speed. Just dove for the goal line. He knew he had to lay out for it, and Grinnell will not go scoreless on homecoming.
Gavin McFarland, let's see if he could punch through a point after for us.
Gavin going to line this one up. Grinnell's got to be careful here. Oski's pretty good at blocking these punts. High snap kick on the way. It is good. 44-7. No shutout here. The Tigers put up a score. Wyatt Dillon scampers in from a yard out. And the Tigers score, but it's a long ways away, but it's something. 44-7.
Moral victory on a homecoming, so we put some points on the board. And, you know, the positive is they didn't go forward to stop and to get nothing out of it. You know, granted, they turned the ball over, but they made something out of nothing and got a fumble on it and didn't give up. So that good job on the defense, good job for Coach Saucer, the adjustments that they made. And let's see if we can't make it a moral victory right now. The Tigers are winning the second half 7-0.
So 44-7. This does not get rid of the continuous clock. We're still going to have continuous clock. I guess Oskaloosa, they probably want to get out of here, so they're hoping their defense can hold again. Grinnell just, I guess, trying to keep going here. 2 bobbled snaps for Oski here. 2 drives in a row have really set him back. I'm not sure what they changed. Maybe they put in backup center or something.
I think Oski is switching it up a little bit, letting some of these younger players play, and that's the only way you're going to make yourself a better team in the long run.
McFarland sends this one back. Hill bobbles it a little bit. Finally picks it up. Heads near sideline, cuts up field, breaks a few tackles, and still has a really good gain off the kick return. So Oski will send their offense back out.
Wyatt Hunter comes up off the bottom, and Wyatt Dillon right by his side. So again, those two leaders and on the defensive end for us and making a difference.
7 seconds left here in the third quarter. This will be one play, and we will.
Looks like Oski player number 2, Braggs, which was their running back for the last set of downs, is kind of limping off. Let's see what they do for a change to put somebody different in. Looks like Oski has switched out to their second team offense right now.
Yeah, this is sophomore Andrew Else at quarterback. He'll keep this one, meets a pile of defenders, and is dropped.
Met by our sophomore defensive tackle, Dodd Saucer. Which Dodd's a pretty tall defensive
big
tackle.
guy.
He did a good job standing up, got underneath them, and spun him around. So that's the end of the third quarter.
That'll do it. 44-7. Grinnell puts up a score. Wyatt Dillon scampers in for one. We are one quarter away from the end of this thing. 44-7. Oskaloosa leads over Grinnell. All right, we're moving on quick. Start of the fourth quarter. Grinnell trails 44-7 over Oskaloosa. Here's Else. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. The sophomore gets the quarterback nod. Third down 10 upcoming for the Indians.
Tigers again switching out that defensive line. Ryan Lowe comes in. Gareth James in there. Cam Stevenson at the nose guard. Gavin McFarland on our right side, linebacker. And again, they are bringing them up into more of a defensive end tag, so it makes a big difference.
Else with the keeper goes down immediately, and we have fourth down. So I guess here's some in-between news. If Grinnell scores, it gets under a 35-point game, and we lose the running clock. But the good thing is Grinnell would score.
Right.
And I guess I'm all for the scoring of an offense. Grinnell has struggled tonight. If they can make this game look a little bit closer than it actually was, that'd be nice. Nice hold. Good punt. Not have been a lot of punts this year. Tanner Strand muffed it, and Parker Johnson hops on it.
You know, we might be getting to the point. It's 2 minutes to 10. It's cool out there. There's probably a little dew setting in. That ball might be getting a little bit damp.
We've seen guys slip quite a bit tonight. 10:39 remaining here in this game. Grinnell trails Oski 44-7. 49 degrees here in Grinnell, Iowa, here at TT Cranny. We thank you, everyone who's watched so far tonight. We've had the most views we've ever had. Here's a reverse. Tanner Strand cuts it up the middle and doesn't get very far. Haven't really seen a lot of trickery tonight. I don't know if it's that Grinnell just hasn't been able to. Obviously, Oski's defense has been stellar, but not a lot tonight.
No, you know, for the most part is when we've seen a lot of is coming off our punt team, and everything's been pretty much straight up punts. And
second down and 10 at the 34. Kaufman hands off. And Wyatt Hunter takes that one just for about maybe 2 yards. This will be 3rd down and about 7 upcoming for the Tigers.
Looks like the Oski kicker blow him up in there on the tackle. He's going to be coming out, switching out.
After a gain of the 37, sets a 3rd and 7.
Kaufman going deep up top for Owen Kaufman, and Owen cannot haul it in. It was right in his hands, just could not get his hands in it, and it's incomplete.
That was actually a pretty nice throw by Drew. I mean, just right where it needed to be. Oskaloosa had pretty nice coverage out here. Looked like number 5 forward on the coverage. So here we go, 4th and 7, and the Tigers are going to be punting the ball away.
Good snap. Strand sends this one deep, and this will be dropped down at about the 31-yard line. Trying to get some scores here around our area, or scores that would matter so far. Norwalk leading Carlisle 32-7 in the 4th quarter. Norwalk obviously has struggled. Carlisle struggled a little bit. Bondurant takes down North Polk 47-19.
We have a final one, the Newton South Amo score.
Still looking through there. ADM gets upset by Harlan. Indianola takes down Ottumwa. Indianola is a really good football team this year. Marshalltown gets killed by Ankeny Centennial 49-7. Here's a good stop in the backfield by the Grinnell defense.
Mateus Durer was right on that. That was a nice little stunt by that Tiger front side there. Kind of a little bit of a shuttle pass, not really a handoff. But again, these are what we have to look at is, I'm not even going to call it a moral victory because this team's still learning, they're still pushing.
There's a almost intercepted. Parker Johnson almost had his hands on it. Could have taken it back the other way. It is a final from Newton. The Cardinals take down South Tama 49-7. .7:34 remaining. 44-7. Oski leads. It's 3rd down and 13 for the Indians.
Is that Tiger defensive line, they're still experimenting different ways. I see Dodge Saucer right at the nose guard now. And right there, stuffing it up. Good job, Cam Stevenson.
Yeah, Grinnell's defense stays pretty stingy down there in the gaps, and they're going to punt again.
Yep, Dodge Saucer and Ryan Lowe in on the tackle there.
7 minutes left. So Oski's going to punt this one back. This is going to be Parker and Tanner back to receive this punt. And here's the snap on the way. Good punt. This will bounce and will be just let go and dropped. So 6:30 left. Grinnell's going to take back possession here. Tigers trail 44-7 over Oskaloosa. So this will be 1st down 10 at the 24. So 1st down and 10, 24-yard line. Here's Kaufman. He's looking deep. Wants his brother, but he's not going to find him, and he's sacked. So we look ahead. Next week will be interesting. You're getting a Grinnell team that is going to get stomped tonight, and you get a Knoxville team that got stomped tonight. 2 teams coming back. I mean, obviously losses like this can beat down on you, but I guess it's just going to be the game of who bounces back better.
Right, and you know, for the juniors and seniors that are playing, You know, they went into Knoxville last year and they had a pretty good game.
Right.
I mean, it was tough all the way down into the end. So I think, you know, you got to be positive about it. You know, the disadvantage is that you're going back to Knoxville and you're playing down in that field that's
It's a hard place to play.
it's a hard place to play, and I hate to say it for the parents that follow into Knoxville. It's just terrible sitting on those stone bleachers all the way
yeah.
around the outside.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And they
so-
play in that little pit. It's like, ugh, terrible. I can tell you the game to watch, and the game that'll probably decide, obviously, who's going to win this district, is when Oski and Pella match up against each other. Here's Kaufman with a catch to Tanner Strand, who makes a nice grab on the slip up, but it's not going to be enough, and Grinnell's going to have
just
to
off
punt
his
this one
left
away.
hand back shoulder, which anytime you see him going backwards, that means the ball's thrown behind him. So again, here we are, 4th and 8, 4th and 9.5, and Tigers are going to be punting it away. Dodd Saucer's going to sit down over that ball, and which tonight so far we've seen some great snaps out of Dodge. 2 weeks ago he had a couple missed snaps, but there again we're sitting playing with 5 inches of water beforehand, rain beforehand. So
Wobbler of a punt by Strand, and it looks like Miller's actually going to pick this one up and try to take it. Gets out of bounds.
Eli Rose runs him out about the right about the 40, 37-yard line.
First down 10, they'll start from, I'm not really sure where they're going to start from, but 4 minutes and 20 seconds left here in this fourth quarter. Grinnell trails this Oskaloosa 44-7.
Yeah.
Again, if you've been watching us all night, we appreciate you tuning in. This is the most views we've ever had on any one of our videos between Grinnell and Oski fans. We thank you for watching. Hopefully we've been able to provide pretty good coverage so far. If you enjoyed the video so far, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to keep updated on when we post on here.
And once Tiger football's done, we go right into all the
Basketball
home
season.
basketball games for the boys and girls side. So stay with us through the winter season. We'll be mixing up a little bit. So I'll do some of the basketball games. Blake does some of the basketball games. We'll do some together. We may even bring one more person in
Yeah,
to
Noah,
do a little bit of commentating. So
Noah Reese.
give you a little bit of a mix.
Yeah, will be joining us. Noah Reese expressed interest in it, and he will be covering some of these basketball games. He'll be taking my spot in a few of these games as I have a busy winter ahead with fine arts and such. But, yeah, Noah Reese will come in and step in to my spot. So Noah knows what he's doing. I'm excited to listen to him, and I think all of you guys will like listening to him as well. I'll still come back and do a few of these games, but, yeah, good to have Noah get and help us out, and we really appreciate it. So he'll be on that basketball season grind come November. Oskaloosa just trying to run this thing out. Here's a carry, a nice little carry for a first down, and the clock's going to keep ticking.
Logan Estelle right at the bottom of that pile in there. Number 41, Preston Dodd, in on there.
I just want to say Logan Estelle has really, I mean, you talk to people around the school, he's impressed a lot of people. He's 5'5", 115 pounds, and he plays safety. You wouldn't think he'd be that well, but he has really impressed so far. There's a gain of about 1, maybe not even anything on that quarterback keeper by Andrew Else.
Yeah, Parker Johnson in on that far side. Looks like Trent Large over there on that far side. So getting a few younger players in here. So Coach Saucer's doing the same thing equally, switching up some of that defensive players, letting some new.
It's a pass outside, good catch, and is going to be dropped. Stays up, actually.
Yeah, good job. Looks like Trey Goldman was kind of the lead of the pack. Ryan Lowe was in there. Jacob Schmidt also kind of in that front line. So
Yeah, Jacob usually plays offense only.
yep, switching them up a little bit, getting some fresh blood in there. Cam Stevenson on this far right-hand side tackle.
Ethan Boss on the offensive line, 5'10", 171
Here's the snap. Outside. This is going to be caught. And he's heading upfield. He's got real estate and is pushed out of bounds. That is number 44, Cole Holmberg.
Parker Johnson with a good push to get him on the outside.
Parker's had a pretty good game.
Yes, he has. And, you know, look, we talked about what is Coach Saucer going to do different. So, you know, one thing I see different now is we're bringing up our linebackers, and I'm seeing people that are more like defensive ends. So we're almost going with a 5-man front, which blocks that off a little bit and doesn't give them the opportunity to cut out and around as much as they can. So, you know, they're still moving the ball, but it's reducing it down to 2 or 3. And, you know, we're also playing against their second-team offense. So,
well, if we had a player of the game, we usually don't. But if he had to give out one player, I'd have to say Wyatt Dillon would probably be it. Obviously, he scored the 1 touchdown on the night, but had a fumble recovery, and he's been pretty solid. Here's Oskaloosa still trying to put up some scores. We're going to have a flag, though. There is a touchdown, but it's going to be coming back for a holding.
Nice little run as he cut out and around the left-hand side. Have to apologize. I had to lean the camera a little bit. The window was in my way, so missed that sideline dancing as he was going down, but that's going to be a holding, so they're going to be bringing that ball back. Kind of a little bit of a flea flicker toss.
Yeah.
Double toss in the backfield.
56 seconds left. All the Grinnell Tigers are walking toward the track entrance as they always do to
greet that Tiger football team as they come off. So,
coming back.
You know, again, we can't say it enough. The Tiger fans and the support they have for this football team, it keeps the spirit up on these kids and makes them feel like they're doing something good out here, and they are. You know, this is a moral victory right here. If you turn around and say, who won the ball game? Well, Oskaloosa put up 44-7, but in the second half, the Tigers won the second half 7-0.
Well, they're going to wait this thing out, and this will do it. Grinnell is going to fall to Oskaloosa 44-7. The Tigers are going to fall to 1-3 or 1-4 on the season. Oski is going to jump to 4-1 and chase the Pella Dutch for the District 7 title. And that'll do it. 44-7. Oskaloosa beats Grinnell. It was a tough first half. Grinnell actually outscores the Dutch, or outscores the Indians in the second half. Well, that'll do it. Grinnell will take on Knoxville in next week, and we will see you back here against South Tama for senior night in the Battle of the Trophies, and or the Battle of the Helmets, which should be a really good game. Again, final score here from Grinnell here at TT Cranny, 44-7. The Indians take down the Tigers. Thank you for joining us, whether you're from Oskaloosa or Grinnell. We appreciate all the support. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, and we will see you in 3 weeks. Thank you for watching.